It's pretty easy to see on the edge of that crank or the oil pan is this really terrible looking yellow spot, and that is because that terrible looking yellow stuff is actually what's in the crankcase right now, or the oil pan, and I believe I have a crack in that pan. So that just means, not that the belly pan shouldn't come off anyway just to get it cleaned up, but it looks like I'm going to have to do an oil pan repair. One thing after another. Good morning, March 24th, Sunday of 2024. Beautiful day. I was just out here looking at what I'm going to do next on this old Army Cat, and I've noticed that there's a crack in my oil pan. So one thing after another, I guess, on the old equipment. I'm going to take the belly pan right off of that. That's going to be the thing for this episode, is making ready to get that belly pan off of there. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the old Clark over here and pick up the back end of this Cat again and put some blocks underneath the tracks, because I got to get underneath the old machine here. You can't see it from here probably, but there's a couple of bolts there to undo at the end of the drawbar, and the only reason to get, or the only way to get my fat body in there is to raise up the back end here so I can slide in there, get them two bolts off. Once those are off, I'm going to put my floor jack underneath the pan, directly underneath, and there's 4 of these bolts on either side, and that whole pan should just drop down, and I plan on pulling it out the back way, being that the machine is jacked up in the back. So I'll get set up to do that, and then we'll bring you on back. Well, that should give me enough room to get the little fat body underneath there to get those 2 bolts off. And then I'll put the jack underneath it and undo the front bolts, and hopefully it'll all pull out the back here. course, the forklift has to run out of fuel. Well, there's the belly pan. It's not quite out yet, but I got to get some gas in the forklift and then just let the cat down, and I should be able to pull it out once the forklift is out of the road with the old Case D. So we'll get some gas in that thing and get her out of the road. I'm going to take a shovel to this belly pan there and clean out all that oily dirt and debris, and I'm just going to throw her straight into the little fire I got going over there. That'll clean up that polluted material. Okay, I'm just going to get underneath it with the forklift and parked over there with the rest of the parts. We'll clean her up really good when we go to put it back together. Now that I got that belly pan out of there, that yellow color that's on the corner of that oil pan is oil dripping down. It's shitty murky oil, but yeah, so we got a leak in the oil pan, so that's another darn big job. Just thought I'd mention, I worked at this yesterday. It's a cable cutter for when you had to replace your steel cable for your cable troll unit. They had it. They got it welded right to the tractor. It was all seized up, but I got it heated up and worked free. It's not quite as free as what it could be, but it's good enough for now. Stamped right on here. I think it's big enough for a 1-inch cable, made by, I believe, Otico. Part of the good old days. Okay, that was a pretty big job for the old guy. Had to jack that up quite a ways, and I never did get those 2 bolts undone. They were so mashed up and blind nuts up on top, I couldn't get a wrench on them, so I just cut them off with a torch. Dropped the pan down, and as I was planning, I picked up the back end with the forklift and pulled it out with the tractor, and all worked out pretty good. So that's going to be a wrap for the video today, and Sunday, so got to go to town and get some more beer. On the highway tomorrow. We'll catch up to you later. Not the nicest fire in the world, but it's about the only thing I could think of to get rid of this here few pounds of contaminated soil. Just burn it off. Right or wrong, that's what we're doing.